A 26-year-old man swallowed 29 pills in a suicide attempt. His blood pressure crashed to 80/40. Doctors rushed to keep him conscious. Then he learned the truth. Every pill was fake, pure sugar. Within 15 minutes, his vital signs were back to normal. So ask yourself, if a fake pill could nearly put a healthy man into shock, what do you think a real diagnosis is doing to you? That case, documented in a hospital journal in 2007, is usually filed under nocebo effect. The placebo effect's darker twin, where the belief that something will harm you is enough to make it harm you. But it's really the same phenomenon, working in both directions. Your body doesn't just react to what's actually happening to it. It reacts to what it believes is happening. Sometimes, even when the two have nothing to do with each other. You can see the gentler, more common version everywhere once you look. In 1972, medical students at a British hospital were given sugar pills. Some pink, some blue, one capsule or two, and told they might be getting a real stimulant or a real sedative. The blue pills made people drowsy. The pink pills made people alert. 2 capsules worked better than one. Nothing in those pills could have caused any of that. The only active ingredient was belief. Price does the same thing. In 2008, economist Dan Ariely gave people a mild electric shock, then a painkiller, ending really just sugar, telling half it cost $2.50 a dose, and the other half it had been marked down to 10 cents. 85% of the full-price group reported real pain relief. In the discount group, it was 61%. Same pill, same shock. Only the price tag changed. This is the placebo effect, one of the strangest, best documented phenomena in medicine. It isn't people imagining symptoms that were never there. It shows up in blood tests, immune markers, brain scans, surgical outcomes, a grown man's blood pressure, crashing and recovering in one afternoon. The body is doing something real. It's just responding to a belief, not a drug. The size of the effect gets stranger the closer you look. In 2010, Harvard's Ted Kaptchuk ran a trial on irritable bowel syndrome patients. One group got nothing. The other got pills labeled, literally, placebo pills, on the bottle, told outright there was no medication inside, only that placebos can trigger real healing. 59% of the group knowingly taking fake pills reported meaningful relief, versus 35% of the group that got nothing. Knowing didn't break the effect. Kaptchuk got the same result again in 2016 with chronic lower back pain. Patients who knowingly took the labeled placebo reported 30% less pain than patients who just continued their usual treatment. Again, everyone knew exactly what was in the bottle. It isn't limited to pills, either. In 2002, surgeons published a study in the New England Journal of Medicine comparing real arthroscopic knee surgery to a fake version. Same sedation, same skin incisions, same recovery instructions, but the surgeon never actually touched the joint. 2 years later, patients who'd had the fake surgery reported exactly as much improvement in pain and function as the ones who'd had the real one. Kaptchuk went further in 2008, splitting 262 IBS patients 3 ways. A waiting list with no treatment at all, sham acupuncture delivered in a brisk, business-like visit, and the same sham acupuncture delivered by a physician who took extra time, made eye contact, and radiated warmth and confidence. Nobody in either treatment group got real acupuncture. Improvement rates, 28%, 44%, 62%. Same fake needles in every group. The only thing that changed was how cared for the patient felt in the room. So the question isn't whether the placebo effect is real. That's settled. The question is why a body would ever evolve to be talked into healing or hurting based only on what the brain expects to happen next. One answer comes from researcher Nicholas Humphrey, who argued that your body is not a simple machine that reacts the same way every time to the same injury. It's a resource manager. Mounting a full immune response is expensive. Fevers burn calories, inflammation causes collateral damage, extended pain keeps you from hunting, gathering, mating, defending yourself. For most of human history, going all in on healing at the first sign of trouble could get you killed by something else while your body was busy repairing itself. So instead, the theory goes, your body runs a constant cost-benefit calculation. Is it safe to fully commit resources right now? Is help nearby? If your brain receives strong enough signals that you're safe and cared for, a doctor's white coat, a pill with your name on the bottle, a confident diagnosis, it can afford to green light a bigger, faster healing response. The placebo isn't fooling your body, it's giving your body permission. There's a second piece to this, called the signaling theory of symptoms. Pain, nausea, fatigue, these aren't just malfunctions to suppress. They're also signals, broadcast outward, that you need help. A symptom that gets you carried back to camp, or gets someone to bring you water, was doing useful work long before modern medicine existed. If the brain registers that help has already arrived, a pill, a procedure, a person in scrubs, some of that signaling is no longer needed, and the body can dial it down. Researchers at Bristol found something similar in Siberian hamsters, whose immune systems fought the exact same threat harder or softer, depending on the surrounding conditions, not just the threat itself. Put those two ideas together, and the placebo effect stops looking like a weird exception and starts looking like a very old piece of standard equipment. Your brain was never just measuring the injury. It was always also measuring whether now is a safe, supported moment to spend everything you have on healing it. A pill, is fake, can still tip that calculation, because the calculation was never really about the pill. Neither was the warm doctor, or the higher price tag, or the label on the bottle. Every one of those was just evidence, fed into a system that has been running the same background question since long before medicine existed. Is it safe to stop hurting yet? That's also the nocebo case, running in reverse. The man who swallowed 29 sugar pills wasn't harmed by any chemical. He was harmed by the belief that he'd done something fatal to himself. And his body responded as if it were true, right up until new information arrived and reversed it in minutes. Healing and harming were never two separate systems. They're the same one, reading the same kind of evidence in opposite directions. So ask yourself, if belief alone can cut your pain by 30%, convince your gut it's been treated, match the outcome of real surgery, or nearly send a healthy man into shock, how much of your baseline health, right now, today, is really about your body? And how much of it is your brain, quietly deciding whether it thinks you're safe enough to stop hurting?